to the topic of the day. Pastors have engaged here about regarding the issue of evilness and where does evilness come from. According to your faith, Islam, what's the view of evilness? Where did it come from?
Oh, okay. Thank you very much. A very good afternoon to you and all our listeners. It's always good to be here. We thank God for this opportunity to engage on these issues that are important to our faith. The question on evil is one that is as old as time, because we have seen evil from the time that the world was created. We have seen evil in different periods and phases of time. We have seen evil in many generations, and evil continue to exist in our generation. We confront it every day, and people wonder where it came from. At times, people get tired of this evil that has become so rampant and widespread on the earth, that so much so that people start questioning the Almighty God. And we have heard so many statements being uttered by people, and they say that we are tired of the evil that is taking place on earth. And if God is really good, why can't he stop evil from happening? And when the question is asked, where does evil come from? And some people in their answers, they say it comes from the devil, from Satan. And people ask questions that why, if the evil comes from Satan, why doesn't God just kill Satan and get done with evil so that we can live a peaceful life and we can be happy and merry and we can fulfill the will of God on earth? And we hear a lot of explanations on that. And some people say that, does it mean that the devil is so powerful that even God can't kill him, can't destroy him? So there are a lot of questions that are associated with this topic, the topic of evil. Because when you want to apply your logic, you will find that using our own human logic, there are certain things that are very difficult to understand. Can I take this a bit more to the scriptures? I was reading the Bible. I also read about the Quran. I read about the people that were there in the past. Let us go to the incident of Cain and Abel, and also let us look at the people of Noah. Now, when you look in the Bible, I think is it Genesis chapter 6, that God is now talking that I have blotted out mankind. It means that I have destroyed mankind because of what they did, the evil that the mankind had done. But there is something that is catchy here. There is a statement that is very catchy here. It says that God was sorry for having made mankind. In other words, God regretted having created us. So the question is, when God created us, didn't he know that man had the capacity to do evil or bad? Or didn't God know that this man that he was creating was going to commit evil and bad things? So much so that we see that this incident, this narration, you're taking from verses 6, 7, and you can go with 8 of Genesis chapter 6. It's narrating how these people, the man and the beast, they were all destroyed. Now we are saying, so what is really happening here? Did God deliberately create a person that he knew that he was going to cause evil, and then he went ahead and created him, and then it got to a point where the evil was so much unbearable to God that he thought of destroying that man, and he starts regretting that, why did I create this man in the first place? Now, that leads us to the main question that we started from an Islamic understanding. I don't think that God, from an Islamic point of view, God would regret having created men. This is a biblical perspective. I think the pastors in the house would answer, why would God regret having created men because of in evil? Does it mean that God couldn't stop that evil? And then when we look at it from an Islamic point of view, we are told that evil is not a creation of God. So what is evil? Who created evil? Evil is a wrong exercise of the choices that God has given us. God created man and gave men the free will, the choice to choose whatever man wants to do. God said, you can do, you have the freedom to choose. Otherwise, God could have made men like he made angels. Angels are free from free will. They don't have free will. They are subservient to the Almighty God. Whatever they do is what God has commanded them. But man can use his own discretion and choose to do whatever he wants. So how then, from a religious perspective, do you define evil? Evil is when you use your choices against the good qualities of compassion, of truth, and of honesty and obedience to the Almighty God. Then that becomes evil. And when we look at evil, give an example. We cannot blame a person who made a knife and say that he made something that is bad. Why? Because some people are using knives to kill and murder people. So can we now say that whoever made a knife made an evil object? No, the same knife we are using it for cutting bread. The same knife we are using it for cutting meat and cutting, vegetables and doing other good things. But it is when this knife is in the hands of a person who has got wrong and incorrect choices that it becomes a wrong tool and a bad tool. So who is the creator of evil? Our own free will is the creator of evil. Evil is a creation of our own free will. If God had taken away that free will from us, there would be no evil. If God had taken away the free will from Satan, there would be no evil. So is God able to stop evil from happening? Yes. How can God stop evil from happening in the world? He simply has to subtract free will from the humankind. And then everyone will be aligned to his command and there will be no evil. But when we look at evil, people have got, this is one of the subjects. When we talk of evil, evil manifests itself in different ways. And the devil is just, again, one of those people who happen to be using free will to cause other people to do bad and evil things.
Thank you so much.